Donald Trump came down hard on Canada's auto industry, announcing he plans to go ahead with a 25% tariff on all cars and light trucks not made in the United States, starting at 2.5% and escalating. Now, here's more of what the U.S. president said.
We're going to charge countries for doing business in our country and taking our jobs, taking our wealth, taking a lot of things that they've been taking over the years. They've taken so much out of our country, friend and foe, and frankly, friend has been oftentimes much worse than foe. And this is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff.
All right, well, Canada's promised to retaliate in kind, and the Liberal leader today also promised measures to help Canada's car sector with a $2 billion fund. CTV's Adrian Ghobrial is in Toronto outside a Honda car dealership. And Adrian, these tariffs were anticipated, but surely employees in the auto industry still must be in shock over the fact that it's actually happening.
Yeah, we just heard President Trump use the word modest. I can tell you, Sandy, that many in the auto industry don't feel that these tariffs across the board are modest. Many concerned they could lose their jobs. And now with today's announcement, some of those layoffs could be imminent. Now, on the same day as U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff announcement, Mark Carney making an announcement today to fortify Canada's auto sector, rolling out a list of campaign trail pledges. They include a $2 billion fund to build a Canadian supply chain from raw materials to finished vehicles, build an all-in-Canada network for auto manufacturing components, maximize Canada's steel, aluminum, and critical minerals, leverage government funding to prioritize and procure Canadian-built vehicles. Sandy, it was just about a year ago. I was just north of Toronto at a Honda plant where they announced plans for an EV battery build site, all part of a end-to-end vehicle manufacturing sector here on Canadian soil. All of that is now on thin ice.
Yeah, you know, Adrian, probably hard to answer this question, but the promised help from the Liberals, how will it help the fragile industry, and can it help the fragile industry at this point?
Well, Sandy, I have been speaking with members of the auto community today, auto industry leaders. They say that layoffs are coming. However, a plan like we heard today could eventually bring some of those jobs back. Have a listen.
It's important that we start the scenario plan, and I thought that this was a helpful commitment from Mark Carney to help those conversations along. If the government of Canada is going to help in that transition, it's going to save existing jobs with existing suppliers, with existing automakers, and then, you know, maybe that's what the next 10, 20 years looks like.
Sandy, it's important to note as well that Flavio Volpe, who we just heard from, told me that he also had similar conversations recently with the Conservative Party of Canada.